And then the only other thing I have is the accounts payable and payroll for you. Your jail accounts payable is $68,715.80. Payroll is $60,128.63 for a total of $128,844.43.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
I.
County accounts payable, $121,808.32. Payroll, $178,367.83. For a total of $300,176.15.
So moved.
All in favor? Betty, you didn't make a motion on the finance director's,
I will.
you will. I don't want you do these.
I make a motion to file and accept the finance report.
Second, all in favor?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that is all I have for you guys today.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. And I'll get that jail appropriation in
It's
here.
gonna be line 4018.
2018.
Yeah, and it's looking like there isn't that much in there.
Can you print up like what we've paid out of that? I can't remember on that NDS. Like, could you take that line 4018 and be like, what have we paid so far?
Yes.
Cause it started with 75,000.
Yep, I will print that off.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jason, are you in the house?
All right, doing some last minute photocopy.
Okay.
You have a quote for something. I'm not sure if it's considered unplanned or planned. It's a warranty that we need to renew. So I just wanted to bring it before you folks, and we have some options on a 1 or 2 year or 3 year plan, just because I want to look at if there was any savings involved. This is for the storage for all that runs all of our servers, this first page.
Yeah.
So the first year is a 1 year option, which is $2,533. The second one is for 2 years, which is $4,444, which would save us $331 per year, or 662 total. Or the third one is for 3 years, which would save us $625 per year, or $75 total. So I just wanted to present that to you folks to see how you'd like to proceed with that.
So would this cover all of the technology, the computers in the county?
That covers our servers. All of our servers are virtual at this point. So this covers all of the servers up at the sheriff's office and down here and everything, yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
So that's the sheriff's department in this building. What about Stacy? What about Sharon? What about?
All of the servers that we have in-house, yes, not the desktops, but all the servers that we run for files, email, everything else like that, yes. Yeah. So I don't need an answer on that today. I just want to present it to you folks.
You have here a total of 12,000.
That's all three of the options. That's why I wanted to highlight that. That's not the total. They just put them all on one quote.
It just added in there.
Yes, that's what they did, but I wanted it, that's the total would be either the 2,000, the 4,000, or the 5,000. So yeah.
Yeah, a little deceiving.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to highlight that, because I wanted to bring that up and say that's obviously not going to be the total.
But you know, one of the later today, take some money in and we have a few leftover dollars and taking that money in that we're gonna be taking today. You wanna. I think we could.
Well, I think we can put it on the list. That's why I'd like to see where our reserves are
Yeah.
sitting right now.
Yep.
But, I know I asked you a couple months ago and there's been a lot going on.
The budget stuff.
Not so much the budget stuff, like, what does Stacy have for computer? And I'm gonna pick on Stacy because she's
Yes.
sitting here.
Yes, I
What
have
did you
that.
For computers, when was the last time we purchased computers for there?
I'm still working on that list. All of the computers that we haven't renewed are the ones that were purchased in 2014. Stacy, since we're using you as an example, and I don't want to pick on you. She has a mix of, she gets some of her computers from IQS, I think it is. With her contract with them, then we have some that are county computers. So it's just trying to figure out which ones are which and when those
Would it
were.
be easier for you to go to the department heads and say, where'd you get your computers?
Yeah, no, I
mean,
have
I'm
been
just-
working with that.
It's really hard in my mind, because I struggle with technology as it is, and I'll own that.
Yeah.
But it would be a lot easier in my mind to know that, okay, Stacy's got 5 computers. And 2 of them are new laptops that we purchased, and 2 of them came with your system or the DA's office.
Yeah, and I have been
We
going around to
purchased-
each office inventorying those as I go.
Well, we're supposed to do an inventory of all of our equipment every year, I believe.
Yeah, and I,
So it might,
At a certain amount of money.
Yeah,
yes,
and
it
it's-
might be easy to refer to that. It might be
yeah, so it's
helpful.
kind of just been updating that to make sure I've got all that stuff
Yeah.
accurate. So
Okay.
yes, I have been
appreciate
working
that.
on that and budgeting and what we purchased for the last year, so it's kind of all.
Yeah.
Intertwined, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yes, I am still working on getting that for you. It's not falling off the to-do list, so to speak.
Jason, when we talking about computers and iPads, what have you. Can you give a list of some time who's been upgraded and who hasn't?
Yep.
Because we should be getting to the end of the line.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to have that project with Jim that was,
Well, that way literally, that way in our heads, we could go, all right, so definitely we need X number of dollars next year. Or when
Yeah.
Stacy started
Yep.
yelling at us because she needs something replaced.
Yep.
We can either say to her, hey, you got 2 new ones last year, or
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, and that's part of what I'm working on as well. And I think I brought a list to the first budget committee meeting of what I'm looking at updating for next year.
Yeah, but that
Um,
doesn't, and that's
but
great,
yes,
but that
yeah.
doesn't tell us what what the
Yes.
taxpayers own.
Yes, exactly. Yep, no, I will get that to you. That's part of what I'm working on as well. The second and third sheet I have for you is a consolidated contract for phone lines that we currently have. This would cut our cost down from 45 a month down to 25.20 a month on the existing lines. It's a 3-year contract, but I don't think there's anything negative to it. I've worked with our sales rep. And when we get our new phone system in, we won't be penalized for moving it over to the
Yeah.
new technology. So if you folks are okay with that, I'd like to sign that and start saving us. It will be about $900 in savings a month. Before you get all your fees and things like that. I don't know exactly what that will work out to. But
we want a motion on that for Jason.
Does Jason sign that, or do you as a commissioner, because you're the one that has to come up with the money?
Yeah.
So Jason signed it.
okay, no, that's fine by me. I just wanted to double check. And
I'll
then
make
the
that
third,
motion then.
Now second.
All in favor?
all right, I'll get that signed today and off to them. And then the third sheet isn't a contract, but it's just a overview of roughly what we'll be paying with the new phone service. Just to let you know. And again, it's roughly in line. I think it's $100 more a month than what the new contract that you just agreed to sign will be, but it will be all the IP phones and everything else like that. So
It's a pretty
So
good
this
saving.
is on top of the 25 per line, just to have that phone,
this is currently with our current phone system.
right?
This will replace that once we get our new phone system in place. So we will no longer be under this contract.
But I thought you said this was a 3-year contract.
It is, but once we get on the new phone system, this will take over. They'll switch us
So
over.
this 3-year contract will be null and void.
Exactly.
Then why do we want to sign a 3-year contract and take that chance?
I spoke to the sales rep and we have something, I'll get something in writing from him if you would like.
Yeah.
Saying that as long as we move over to consolidated and not a competitor, we won't face any, early termination or anything else like that. I'll get that in
Ah,
writing, yeah, just to make sure, but. Yeah, because I'd just like to start saving as much money as we can now, is my thought.
well,
process, so.
especially knowing that we've had phone lines that we've been paying for years. that
Yeah,
Aren't
yeah.
even there, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
but I just wanna make sure we're not locked into a 3-year contract.
Yes.
And another one.
yep, no, and I will get that in writing from him and make sure that it's in the contract as well, so I'll get that amended.
Is it?
Other than that, just been working on, we got Carrie's new desk set up, got her wired up and everything.
Yeah,
I believe the new deed space is all wired up for cables and everything else like that. So that's ready to go. So when they move, we're ready to go for that.
cabling is all in.
Yeah, I believe so. So we're working on that. And other than that, just working on getting things running and working smoothly. So
Yeah, okay,
that's all I got for you.
okay, thank you, Jason.
All right.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
Will you have that meeting, that information for our meeting on Saturday with the budget committee?
I'm not gonna be in that meeting is my understanding, because I think I presented at the first meeting.
Okay,
So when
will you have that information?
I will try to
You
get
have
that done. Yeah, I will try to get that done today and tomorrow for you if I can. Yep. So my plan is to come in, make sure the Zoom is set up, and then I've got one of many productions of the musical Elf that I get to go see in Waterville, so.
Oh, thank you, sorry.
That's okay. You have the appropriation and then you have the breakdown of 48.
And then, how are you this morning?
Wow, happy Thursday.
Hey,
Good morning.
same to you.
Good morning.
I had something I'd like to take care of before we get started in that.
Oh, yes,
You know, we've been kicking around for some time, our insurance and looking at different scenarios and, I think it's, time we change.
okay.
And, you wanna make some comments on that, Amy?
Well, I think we and Annette is, Lord knows Annette's guided us really well. Every year we try to reevaluate our health
Yeah.
insurance and what we should add or what we should. Well, we've never subtracted anything from it, but always looking to grow with it. And because of the careful expertise and study on Annette's behalf and Malcolm's for us. I think that the recommendation from all of the powers that be is that we adopt or amend, I guess, our policy for domestic partners. This is new to us. We've discussed it in the past.
Yeah.
And I know Annette's done a lot of homework with Malcolm and back and forth. So I think we should start offering that and going with that.
I agree, you agree, but I think we need to have, like a timeline, if you will, and that, I'm like, Henry can't come home and say, I got a girlfriend,
Right.
put her on the insurance. So what do we suggest that now, or we just figure it out?
Well,
We gotta have
and I think,
guidelines
Yeah.
and time.
and I think Annette's in the process of working with Malcolm on that, because evidently, I think you would, and I don't mean to take words out of your mouth, but I think that you had worked with the state's policies and with Malcolm and stuff, and I can't just bring a boy in and you'll insure him.
Yeah,
Dang it, but
So we have what they, in the past is an affidavit. So I reached out to a couple other county, well, one other county that responded. They require an affidavit showing proof that you have a domestic partner. It could be they have a bank account with the same name, they have the same address, and there's a bill that comes to that address with their name. Some affidavits show that they are a committed relationship, and so I do recommend that. And the effective date would be the same as any other. Either they bring them on within the new hire process, or they have to wait until open enrollment. And then the effective dates are based on the criteria around those individual circumstances. But even still, they would have to provide an affidavit upon new hire or upon a life event. And or open enrollment, and they would still need to fill out an affidavit showing that they're in a committed relationship. So that was my recommendation.
and how would you recommend the premium
Premium.
set for that?
Okay, so for the premiums, what I see as you were mentioning about the state, and they have it set up the same as a spouse. So it'll say employee spouse / or domestic partner, and it's the same premium.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, so if we currently charge $107 for employee and spouse, it would be the same amount of $107 per pay period for employee and domestic partner.
okay.
The only caveat to some of that, and I'm still vetting out, is I want to bring to your attention that the domestic partner coverage, so it would be like the premium from an employee single to employee and domestic partner would be considered a taxable benefit. I'm still vetting that out.
Okay,
Okay, and then the effective date would be the same as any other, but I need to find the answer. That I have talked to Malcolm about that, rep, and he doesn't know the answer definitively, and so he was recommending me reach out to Steve Gerlich, or at least Bernstein Sure, to get that information. I did ask, I'm waiting for a response from one of the other counties that offer that same coverage to see how they have it set up, but I just feel that from my past, that was considered a taxable benefit, but things could have changed by now.
yeah,
So I'm vetting that out.
so,
So I would, in short, I'm requesting that after careful review, that the commissioners expand our coverage on our health plan with Meritain and include domestic partner, either through the open enrollment process or make it effective now. But that's what my proposal is.
So Malcolm will work with you on the timeline thing in affidavits,
Yes,
all right?
yeah, he's gonna help me design the affidavit to meet our needs. And I have a copy of an affidavit from another employer, and I sent it to him, and what we're possibly looking for is confirmation from the employee that they're in this relationship, as well as from the domestic partner, that they would have to sign it and say, yes, they agree.
Let's have a motion on that.
then I'd like to make that a motion.
Okay.
That after careful review and study that we add domestic partner to our health insurance plan and ask you to continue reviewing and working with Malcolm. I'll make that my motion. I would like to ask for an executive session with you folks and Annette at the end of our meeting
Yeah,
to go over our health plan anyway, but that is my motion.
And I'll second that motion.
Thank
okay,
you,
all
Betty.
in favor of the motion?
Yeah.
Okay,
Already covered that? I'm loving it. I already covered that one.
That's right, that's
So-
right.
And I'll just close with I went around, Susan and I went around to each of the departments and shared some gifts, and that was very well received. So I appreciate the thoughts as well as they did. And they dropped off, as you can see from what I left on your desk, some little notes of gratitude. So thank you very much. And
Betty and I haven't seen them. Bill won't open them. You want to share?
well, stay tuned. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
grab a muffin for you.
I know, Carrie was so good about that. We're trying to
They're-
be healthy.
They're quite delicious too.
Have to tip, and I brought in some, my contributions is I made napkins.
Yeah, whatever, Annette. Annette, when you leave, would you give Malcolm a call at his office and tell him that we'd like to conference call with him at the end of our meeting?
Well, and I did mention that to him, so
Thank
he's
you
gonna
very
be
much.
available.
Thank you.
Chris, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Fine,
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. So, just a few things. The air duct cleaning has started this week at the jail. Things are going really well. I've already seen some before and after pictures, and definitely need to be cleaned. It's going really well, though. He's pretty happy with his progress. He said everything's going on time.
they finding much, Chris?
What's that?
They were finding much in dust?
Yeah, so they've only done down the basement, like downstairs by like the mechanical room, things like that. And just that part alone right now is
What's that about an $8,000 deal?
8,500.
8,500, okay.
Right now, I talked to him yesterday. He said that that's still pretty much right in that same ballpark.
Yeah.
You know, he has to, I think he has to go on the roof to look at it. The dryer vent that's down there hasn't been done either. So I guess that might be a little bit more just because that wasn't in the code.
Okay,
But yes, 8,500 was the quote that we get on that.
Yeah.
He said it's still right there in the bulk part. That should be done by Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. His
Good.
project, yeah, he's making really good progress on it. The solar project at the sheriff's office is going very well. That should be done by the end of next week. I know they're working really hard up there.
The solar project,
Yes,
that we're coming right along, huh?
yes, drive by the building, they've done a lot of work this week. They've been up there. I know, because of the weather this weekend, I think too, they're trying to really get.
Well, you
things
know,
wrapped up.
Chris, they gotta do a lot of work to pay for that big house they're building over
Yeah,
across the bridge.
that's true
And
too.
that's a big building.
That is a very big building. That's definitely true. So those are the two major projects going on this week. I talked with Annette yesterday or the other day, and I took a look at some of the applications in for the facilities technician. We got a few good applicants, and I talked with her, gonna get a plan to, I'm gonna look over to review them all and really assess what we got for applicants and go from
Okay,
there,
yeah.
get interviews going. The gutters were fixed at the UMO extension building down there. They actually found, I know we had a contractor before, but I have not heard from them to fix the gutters. So they found somebody, and the university also funded it as well, what they did.
As they should.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have I know we talked about gutters for the comm center. They had, the company that did the gutters for the extension building had to use their own. So we have a pile of gutters that could be used. And I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I've never installed gutters, but I was thinking maybe if possible, we could somehow maybe use those for the.
Hey, if we can use them, that would be
Because
awesome.
Yeah.
And
That'd be
my
great.
understanding is we've already paid for those gutters
Mm.
because they're sitting there in the front of the building. And I think if we have gutters, why not put them to use?
Where are these gutters? At the,
They're at the extension building because we had, the contractor before was supposed to have done them. He did the floors and everything else inside the building. And then I have not heard from him since September.
so who put them in?
Some company that
So we had to pay another company? Oh,
no, we did, no.
Did we pay-
The university funded that.
did we pay a contractor that didn't do the work?
We paid the contractor for the flooring. And
Okay, but it wasn't a lump sum. Now, if we get extras, I definitely.
I believe we did pay for the gutters. That's why they're sitting there.
Right, but
but
I didn't
not for
know if he
the-
was prepaid to put in the gutters and he just
I
never
know,
did.
not to my knowledge. We paid for the work that has been done so far. In September, he wrote
I think,
a bill for stating what he had done so far. And we paid him in September.
I think that's awesome if the University of Maine system paid for it, because in a year that's as tight as this is,
Yeah.
I'm really struggling as
Right.
to what purpose they serve us and the
Right.
taxpayers.
Right.
So I'm glad to hear that.
But I'm thinking if, and I can do more research, but I believe those gutters are ours. And if the comm center needs gutters, I can talk with Mike and kind of, that's a good price off of ours. They already have
Yeah.
gutters.
Chris, well, I think about it, we're gonna have a transaction today to finalize selling the Spirit Courthouse.
Mhm.
And do you give me an idea of the oil? I just like to make sure we don't put in a truckload of oil
Right.
that we don't need to.
I know in October, they came in and they filled the oil up for the winter.
At the, where?
Not
Spirit
filled.
Co-op.
Yes. It was a normal scheduled delivery. It was low. We needed oil for the winter. But it's still within the budget and everything, and it should last us the winter. We shouldn't have to. For next- for next-
Fill it up, no.
But also in our budget for next year, just in case, I did budget for oil. Just in case, for the safe side, I did budget for
yeah.
that, just in case we had to do it. So right now, everything's still within budget there.
Yeah.
Because that place uses oil. But the heating's going in there, I'm figuring that out. And I believe in my estimation, the oil situation it's really good. It's where it's supposed to be. We should be good for the winter.
Yeah, if we could make sure not to have any more deliveries to there, that would be good.
Okay.
Well, we can suck that right out. We can suck that right
More
out.
of a
But
promise thing, huh?
I got a siphon with me right in the
Yeah.
truck, baby.
But that should be enough oil. If you fill that up, that will go, it's easy.
Okay, I will make sure that there's no more deliveries there.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the oil
Stop
level and
delivery
everything.
to it.
Okay. And then other than that, I've just been prepping for Saturday's meeting and I feel pretty confident in answering questions and go from there. This will be my first one, so just kind of, I'll probably be early to see how it kind of goes, really get an idea, and I'll be ready to go.
Okay, Yep.
And that's all I have today.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
And you've been doing some moving of desk and. so forth.
Desk, yeah, I helped with the, Harry's desk the other day,
Right.
move some old EMA desks, and I gotta get the old desk out now down to our little storage
It
area.
looks nice.
What's that?
It looks nice.
It does look nice. It looks nice. It's, she has a bigger desk.
She seems to be happy with it.
Good, good. It wasn't too much. They're just bulky. They're not too heavy. They're just bulky, you know, it's big and lumpy.
Right,
So
yeah.
it wasn't too bad. Jason helped me. I had a couple guys from the reentry center help me move them. So went pretty well.
Good, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Chris.
you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. Grab them up and they're delicious.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm full. Thank you very much.
Price is right. Stacy.
Morning.
Good morning.
Just wanted to talk about the upcoming move that we're going to be having in the new year. And give you an update on where I'm at on preparing for that. And then I have a few questions going forward, just on how we should do things and whatnot. So I have been in contact with Record Solutions. So because we're not going to be able to house all the books that we currently have, just space wise and whatnot. And originally I was going to have them stored at Record Solutions, but it was gonna be very, very costly to do that. So I did more research and found out that our compact books that are digitized, microfilmed and all that, we don't need to keep them. So there's no sense paying $1,400 a month out of surcharge, come out of my surcharge, but that's a lot to house books that we don't need.
Right,
So I'm going to have them taken and they'll shred them.
okay.
You can't just dispose of them
Can't just
through
toss it in the
trash, because if somebody from the public were to get it, it would be illegal.
Right.
Even though it's public information, it's still
Yeah.
property of,
Somebody else, like,
yeah,
become somebody else, yeah, okay.
right. So, and I can still, I'm willing to use surcharge money to do that project. I have, the funds to do that, and that it's gonna be around 7,000 instead of, gosh, it was
Well, 1,400 a month is.
that, it was gonna be that a month, plus it was gonna be a lot for them to just come in. Yeah, it's gonna be almost 20,000 for them just to pick them up and set them up
Wow.
at their facility. So it's much less now.
Oh,
So,
wow, thank you.
yeah, so we're doing that. And then I've also been in contact with Foxingen Movers
Mhm.
to help with the whole moving part. And so they've been in, I haven't gotten, I think they're gonna do up an estimate, but I haven't heard back yet, but they came just to see what will need to be moved and that sort of thing. As far as the chambers, will I have access to that at the same time that we move?
What chambers, what are you
The-
talking about? Here?
Behind here, that space that I was told I could use for storage.
Oh. Seriously, yeah, why not? I don't care.
I mean, because I have some files of, important confidential things that I need to keep for so many years, but I probably won't get into them often, so I could store them in there. We have our Mylar.
You need to talk to Chris to get some of our crap moved and out of there.
Okay,
There's some decent
these are
desks
the
in
things
there.
that I wasn't sure of, like who's responsible for
Ah,
what, so
mhm.
Chris would be the one to help.
Well, yeah, because a lot of that stuff, we either moved in there, we suckered people into moving it in there. Now you gotta find your own people to move it out,
to move
but,
it out.
but there's stuff in there you might be able to use too.
Right, so that was that part, and then, of course, Dale's,
Are you going next door? Do you keep checking next door? It's like,
I did, I checked this
It
morning.
is,
and
it's
saw
very
sheet rock
impressive.
Coming up, yeah. He's coming along really quickly on it.
yeah, it is,
Neat to see the stages of it.
yeah.
So when it comes time to move, so we have Foxingen involved, we have WB Mason, because they're the ones that's going to move all our furniture and do all the furniture part.
Oh, nice.
We also have, IT from the county that will have to be involved for our computer systems, but also our IQS system, their IT people will be involved. So who organizes all that? And are we gonna be able to be closed for a day or two? How's that all gonna work?
Here's my thoughts. They'd probably be closed for a couple days and you know what needs to go where and when.
Yeah,
You know, I would think you, who knows better than any of us, what needs to go and when it's gonna go.
I mean, so we'd be able to, you know, as long as we give notice and whatnot, we could close for whatever. Well, I guess we'll find out more when it gets closer, but, and I talked to all these people more to find out what the time frame is to get us all up and running.
Yeah.
And then I could post it.
what's the agreement that we have, Stacy, is this that, we have, we want to have, from the time we move, we have 10 working days till we close the building, you know, like
Right.
sign the paperwork. And I think Dale has said that the schedule is on, but it's gonna be, he's here sitting behind you, but you're gonna be a little ahead of the schedule.
Right.
You figure, Dale, on being ready to move in there, what do you figure for a timeline?
I'm hoping that we'll be done with deeds, sometime mid to late January.
Wow,
Good,
cool.
This
yeah,
attorney-
that's, so with that, if we worded it in the final document that we had to execute, that these 2, weeks of regular working time, that it'd be vacant, so they hopes that they can get it early, and that's the way it's worded in the document, so we couldn't pick out a date that we wanted to use.
No, that's deeds, district attorney, we just got the building permit this morning.
Yeah,
So it'll probably be March timeframe.
Yeah.
good, yeah,
Okay, but I
so
mean,
that sounds good on that building here, this is good.
So,
pardon me. So I mean, I think we all agree that you're the one, Stacy, that knows exactly what needs to go, when it's gonna go, and you should probably be
And-
the,
And if you need to be closed for, you know.
I mean, as long as
half a
we
day or
have
a
adequate
day.
heads up for the public and staff, you know.
The hardware piece, of the IT is being done already.
right,
Ray's been working on that, Ray
Right.
Monty.
yeah, it'd be pretty much just getting our,
But the software piece,
right.
all that, well, that'll have to be between your vendors and
Right.
Jason or what, but.
right. I just need to make sure it all kind of gets done simultaneously so that we,
Which
can- so we're not down.
in a
too long
perfect,
from
in a
your
perfect
work.
world, ideally, that would be awesome if you could just flick the switch, but part of me is thinking, we have to have you closed for a week. You know, or something to get things moved around, because if you think that this is all gonna fall into place.
Oh, I know,
like that,
I know how that works.
They
Yeah.
call Fox again, somebody, well, I'm sorry, we can't,
somebody's-
And
we can't
weather,
take you to, you
Yeah.
know how the deal goes.
Yeah,
right.
we'll be wheeling your desks
Well, that's the thing, we
ourselves.
don't know
over.
what the weather's gonna be at that time. We
Yeah.
could have major blizzards
Right,
or
it's a
something by
storm.
then.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's not
So,
you.
okay, so in the meantime, I guess I can have Record Solutions take the books that are going to be shredded anytime. We'll
Yeah.
just end up with bookless shelves for a while.
Yeah,
That sort of thing, and
and back here, I mean, I'm serious, I'd like, okay, go to it. Oh,
okay, so when the move happens, because we'll probably have them do it all at once.
Yeah.
Then some things will just be.
you could just shove
go in
stuff back there and then get to it when you can.
Okay,
Good, Stacy?
I think that is it.
Well, thank you very much.
And that's got its own door out there, you know that.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank
I
you for
shouldn't have
coming
to
out and filling us in, how you doing?
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
awesome. I think it's gonna happen sooner than you realize.
Lots more to do in the meantime.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Dale, do you want something this morning?
I knew that you were gonna be meeting with the manager. If you had any questions on any of the projects, I thought I'd be here for that.
Okay,
With what manager?
City manager.
city managers are coming in. for the
Oh,
check.
yes, yeah. Oh, okay, you're right. Okay.
I just got the building permit half an hour ago from the city.
You got the permits half an hour ago?
So have we started any demolition up there? Yeah, see, that's where we were able to jump ahead down here. So they can,
Well, we also got the permit for this one 4 weeks before we got the permit for that one.
but we can start demolition like today.
We could if RH Lambeth can do it. They're finishing up over at the KSW credit union right now.
Give me a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
I bet there's some residents that would be pretty happy to have a sledgehammer to go in there.
Breaking things that we don't wanna break.
Yeah, yeah.
So Matt, do you wanna come up, early?
Absolutely. Good morning.
Good morning.
I just had one thing I wanted to talk about this morning. With respect to the email that went out a couple weeks ago about expenditures. We were awarded, I just got the notification that we were awarded the Burn Jag grant for this year, or actually I think technically it's for last year. That's the state's timeline. At any rate, this grant is something that's specific. We put in a request for certain pieces of equipment or whatever, and then they approve it or disapprove it. We put in a grant for some new firearms to start upgrading some of our primary duty weapons. And we were awarded $7,384 to do that for some of them. That won't do everything, but at any rate, my thought process on this is it needs to be done, but I didn't want to increase the budget to do that, so we're trying to use some of this money to do it over a few years or whatever the case may be. This is a reimbursed deal though, so I have to we have to spend the money out of somewhere, and then we submit the paperwork and the kids check. So my question to you is, can we do that? Do you want me to, if we can do that, do you want me to work with Carrie to identify an account to do that? Dale's here, he probably has a better idea of the turnaround as far as from the time we submit for reimbursement to the time we receive it.
So if you would have spent the $7,384.
Yes,
are you telling me that it would potentially make your budget for 2024 less by $7,384?
no, this was not anything that I put in the budget, because if we didn't get it, I wasn't going to ask.
And
for
what
it.
line in particular were you thinking of on your budget? 'Cause I'm sure that you must have been eyeballing some, I would think.
No, I did not eyeball a thing. Where it's money in and money out, I don't have any lines in my budget that I can do that with. It'd be a reimbursement piece, like if we use immediately I'd say the detail account, because that's something that we do.
So how much money is it gonna cost you, Matt?
It's right around $7,000. I
Yeah.
can do it piecemeal. I can do
That's what I was wondering if you could.
And I could do like half and half. I think, and like I said, my recommendation to get to your point, Commissioner Fowler, was, I would immediately say the detail account or some reserve account that I can put money in and take money out of. Whereas the normal budget doesn't do that. Those other line items, the timeliness of this piece, I'd at least like to do 3 of the new firearms, and all the associated equipment, because
What's the associated equipment?
sights, lights, holsters,
Oh, okay.
magazine pouches, that so
When
we have-
did you like to have this done? Get the order processing on?
I would like to at least have 3 or half of it before the first of the year, when the new cadets go to the police academy.
What are we
It's
looking at?
probably not a bad idea to do like half, and then you'll see how fast it gets reimbursed too. It gives you a little bit better guideline.
Sure.
to-
What are you looking at? For equipment?
For firearms,
Yeah.
it's a Glock pistol. Yeah.
How much a piece are they now?
They are all with the pistol and the sights and the lights and the holsters and everything. And shipping, they're $1,167.69 per unit. But
What are they currently carrying?
they have the Smith & Wesson M&P. Some of them are the first gen ones. They're about 15 years old or so.
I have all guns.
Yeah, I do too, not, but
Yeah,
not,
no, I like your idea, Betty. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then.
Purchase
then
the
you
3.
know How,
Sure.
you know, it works, because sometimes it might be a really long time, maybe they would wait and find out if they wait until you use up the whole 7,000, you know, before they reimburse, so. There's some things I think you can ask and, you know, get answers from, but I think half and then, you
Yeah,
know.
a good idea, Matt, would be if we did half now, the other half in March or something, because
Right.
March we could have some extra funds to do that.
and I'm all set with that, like I said, my immediate, knowing where things are at, I wouldn't even have come in this part of the year, except for the fact that I'm trying to set up guys to go to the police academy.
Sure.
So that,
All
So
right,
I guess I'll make a motion that, that Matt is able to purchase 3 of these Glock firearms and the equipment that goes with it. Now to go to the 3 new cadets once they graduate from the academy.
You know, second.
all big,
Yeah.
okay.
thank you. Would you like me just to work with Carrie and use the detail account, or did you have something else, or just work with her? 'Cause she,
I think the detail count
Yeah, I
is a
think
good
that-
place to go.
But that's good that she knows where it goes. Yeah.
just for the sake, do you
Uh,
have any idea, Dale, how long it takes to get
Are you-
reimbursed?
Is this going through the Department of Public Safety? Maine
Yes,
Department?
yes.
Knowing how the state works,
Yeah.
probably be 4 to 6 weeks.
All right, I just wanted to have a rough idea, so, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, thank you.
We're gonna take a break now, so for a few minutes. We'll go fast.
You're gonna take a short break,
Okay.
but they want you to have a muffin though. I'm trying to be nice, so I'm gonna have.
You're the.
Oh, they're very good.
Muffin
Hey, Bill, dear.
Sure.
You know. Since I heard that the deeds is going to be relocating, there's a piece of furniture out there that I'm gonna go for Annette's office on it.
Oh, yeah, no, we need to,
Oh, I'm just being fun, but there is some out there, if it's going, it's still one of those things like.
I know. So, no, put your name on it.
Well, it doesn't mean I have to get it, but I just don't want it. to
Put your
go.
name on it, cause she's gonna be cleaning that stuff out.
Yeah.
What we can do too is, take pictures of the different stuff, send it out to the other county departments, see if anything they want.
Huh.
And if
Yeah.
they don't want anything, we can just. send
I
out
just
all-
worry
Good
that
idea.
the DA's office. and say, "Oh,
And maybe we could, see if the council want any of it too. On some of that.
Oh, it's little calendars. That's very good. Oh. These are delicious. You gotta tell Carrie, these are delicious.
You can give me one to keep, for me to take home.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Those containers were put up there because of another meeting, like, I don't know, what ago. Yes.
Walk to the car.
What I'm confused.
Well, I'm gonna have one of these. You know something, I don't know whether I goofed or not, but I didn't know whether to transcribe from my computer or come in here, and I should have asked ahead of time. I'm watching it and I'm taking everything down.
You are perfectly fine wherever you wanna be.
You sure?
Yeah, now the only thing is, at the very beginning of, Carrie's report, it was not recording.
Okay, He
But
gave me-
you'll have all her information,
yeah, she gave me a printout, yeah,
all right, so.
and I just have a quick thing after the break to correspond.
As long as, I mean, basically, at the end of the day, all you need to do is worry about the motions.
Right, and I can get back from the recording.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, that's it, I'm in there and I'm typing, I can type
Right.
faster than I can
That,
write.
that's fine, whatever.
You sure? Okay, cause I didn't know whether I should have been here or not. but-
Nope, you're perfectly fine. Thank you, Susan.
Okay,
Did you get one of those muffins? They're going
did.
fast, man.
I did.
It's just,
So Dale, talk to us. What's good?
Well, on the Deeds project, we're moving along. I just signed with Thayer Mechanical to do, they're gonna,
well, did you hear the tax abatement case because the guy skipped a beat before he got to us. instead of going to the town, they come directly to us.
Oh, Bill changed gears on you.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about
He
the tax
changed
abatement.
gears.
Oh, okay. Well,
I can't find where he's been to the town
No, you
and
know
it
what?
was denied. So I guess,
oh, I see what you're saying.
so what happens is you would apply for a tax abatement within the municipality in which the property is, which would be Frankfurt. And you would ask them for a tax abatement,
Right.
just like you are us, make your argument, and they would deny it or approve it.
There's no
and-
record of.
And
them.
then if it was denied, he would send the denial with all this paperwork to us. So I guess my thought is seeing as where you are acting in capacity of Barb, which is greatly appreciated. I would reach out to this gentleman, this Roger Martin, and his number is on the abatement.
Right.
And I would ask if he had gone before the town of Frankfurt.
I think he did. Look at the last page. It said the abatement request is allowed in the amount of 0. And then, the abatement, oh, it says it's denied, the very last page. It says it's denied and you have 60 days to appeal this decision to the Waldo County Commissioners. That was October 23rd and it's,
I didn't think that was filled out in mine.
yeah, it's
No.
not, do you have the very last page?
Yep, no,
Yeah,
you're
it's there.
right, you're right.
It's there.
And it doesn't have the reason for it, just,
Yeah, it
Denied.
just said it's denied.
They don't necessarily have to say why, and it's
No,
denied.
that's right.
And so, the person will do whatever they want.
I don't have a problem with hearing it as long as they
yep.
follow the process.
Yep.
Yeah, the very, it's on the very, very last page.
Yep, no, you're right.
It
It's
is,
denied.
It's down there.
Yeah, schedule it. Do we wanna do December? I know there's a time frame, and that was always part of it. Do we wanna shoot for the 7th,
Yeah, I,
guys, instead of like just before Christmas?
Yes,
yeah, I think.
So would you contact them and
Yep.
advise them?
December
that
7th,
We'll hear it on the 7th,
okay,
and I think you also have to contact the town.
yeah,
Right.
both parties, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Now is, back to the, Mr. Leonard. I'll just email him and tell him when it's up and running, he should speak to our IT manager,
Or he
Jason
could-
Bailey, or,
I talked to Jason even before,
Yeah.
Jason could explain to him
Yeah.
why we're updating,
okay,
cause our minutes used to always be on the website,
Right.
so.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give the information to Jason, and we can maybe contact him.
Okay.
He was, he was willing to wait and thanked us for the information,
Right.
Oh,
so,
no, cool.
thank you,
okay,
Susan.
that's about it, thank
Anything
you.
else? Thank you very much for stepping up like you have.
Oh.
Greatly appreciate it.
Glad to do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Dave, you got anything else you can fill us in on? 'Cause-
Actually, I do. So, the Mid-Coast Council of Governments has talked to some of the towns into working on a hazard mitigation plan.
No,
Yeah. And, the state is willing to, give us some money to hire somebody to go do that. Of course, like any grant, you have to spend the money up front
Yeah.
and then get reimbursed. Now, this won't be for probably 8 or 9 months. The timeline of approval is probably about 9 months from now. But I have to fill out if we're gonna do it, I have to fill out the application in January, first part of January. So if you guys are okay, I'll apply and we'll find out in September of next year if we got it or not. And then if we do, then the plan.
How
will
much
start.
money do we have to have up front, Dale?
About 20,000, I think.
Yeah,
We'll probably ask for 25 and that way if it goes over.
we can probably do that.
Yeah.
Do you
We can
think?
take it out of the EMA equipment account and then re-put the money back in when we
Yeah.
get the money, but. And like I said, it's not for another 9 or 10 months, so.
Okay,
Right, it is for matching funds, right?
yeah,
Yeah, there's a 25% match, but it can be, what we call soft match. It can be in time And so any of the towns that participate, their hours would count, and it's a certain dollar rate of like $20 an hour, something like that. We never had any problems coming up with what we call the soft match, so we won't have to, in the end, we won't. Whatever gets paid will get paid for by the grant, we won't have to worry about coming up with any money. We have to spend the money up front to get reimbursed. That'll be next fall.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of the grants that they're getting are, you know, have to have, you know.
We've had a mitigation plan in the past, and then, about a year before it expired, it's good for 5 years. I sent out an email to all the towns saying, we need to go through our process of redoing this, and I got absolutely no replies.
Really?
So then I did up a letter, and I sent it out to all the towns, and I got absolutely no reply. And half the towns hadn't even participated in the plan before.
Oh.
So we were down from 26 to 13 in the plan, and so I said, well, if nobody wants to do this, then I'll work on other things. So it expired in May of 22, I think. And now some towns have come forward and saying, well, we can't get a climate resilience grant or whatever without a hazard mitigation plan. So I said, fine, I'll help you, but I'm not doing this by myself.
Good for you,
You
Dale.
need to put some, if you want this, you need to put some time in on this. We met at Montville last Thursday with some of the towns that wanted to do it. The state came, myself was there, and I told them, I said, well, I've done it in the past. We can do it in the future, but the last plan, half the towns didn't even participate in, and the towns that did sign it never actually put any time into it.
Yeah,
So I'm just telling you, so you want it, you gotta put some skin in the game.
exactly.
Okay,
So I wanted to let you guys know about that, because I gotta go back to them and say, yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. But if you had any reservations.
No, I think it's a good idea.
excuse me, I didn't want to mean to interrupt you, Commissioner Fulham. Are you, still thinking about building a little building for an old tank out to the farm?
We are looking to build a little building out back, and Wade has said that he would help me with that, and Dennis said that he would help build it, and I've got most of the materials already anyways.
Yeah,
We just ran out of summer to build it. We'll wanna go, I think, we'll wanna go with portable tank as opposed to a stationary tank. Only because of a lot more permits that are required for a stationary tank. That's my thought. We have a portable gasoline tank that we use. We don't have to have any permits for it. But if we put in a stationary tank out there, then we have to go to the fire marshal and some of the DEP.
so, what are you saying, some kind of a portable tank?
And we already have one. We have a gasoline one, but we're talking about getting a diesel one.
How much would it hold you?
390 gallons.
Okay, yeah,
Or we could get smaller. I think they have 200-gallon ones.
and you don't have to have an enclosure for that?
You don't have to, but if we build this little building, we can park them inside.
Yeah,
And what I thought about doing is actually build it with the kind of a sloped floor down and flat, so that we can actually build it so that it's containment also.
Yeah.
So if it leaked, it would stay right in there.
sure, that sounds good,
And then we just pump it out, you know, if it was an accident.
Yeah. sounds good,
As a matter of fact, all the metal that was the siding and roofing that was left over from when we built the big storage building
yeah,
and left over from building the new warehouse, I've saved all that.
yeah,
And that's what we're planning on using inside that building with and roof it. Get that leftover siding, so.
good,
We did, bring in some concrete and we poured a slab for a new woodshed that we'll build next summer.
yeah,
Oh,
We'll
good.
do that in-house, that'll be an easy thing to do.
Oh,
And.
I was at a meeting there one night not long ago, and they had the wood stove going.
we had it going when we had a meeting, oh,
Isn't it incredible?
yeah,
I mean, it was awesome.
I donated about a half cord of wood that I had, and I brought down my log splitter, and we split it up yesterday.
yeah,
All we've been burning is 2x4s.
yeah,
Just leftover pieces from the job. But now we actually have some firewood to use. Next summer, we'll probably look at trying to get some firewood. And we have our own chainsaw, so we can cut it out, split it. Yeah, we wanted concrete for a new flagpole base. I got a flagpole out there. But I only need 3/4 of a yard. And they delivered no less than 2.
Oh.
So I said, well, I ordered the 2, what am I gonna do with the other 1.5?
Perfect.
A yard and a quarter. And I said, well, we'll build a slab for the woodshed now. So
Ah.
we did that.
No, that's perfect.
Um,
Maybe we ought to be considering a little wood splitter.
Well, I brought one from home I'm not using, so,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
That's an incredible team you have over there. All
Yeah.
the stuff that
Well,
you guys do for.
I have that wood splitter, but I couldn't get it started. Well, I brought it down and Rob and Rick got to go and figure
Yeah.
out why the choke was broken.
Oh, yeah.
So they were out there yesterday splitting the wood that I brought down. I had a whole bunch of birch that I threw back around my property. That's what I brought down.
Sounds good, Dale.
City manager, I think, is supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been a few minutes late, they'll be here.
Yeah, I got notified at 4:30 last night that, oh, you can come pick up the permit for district attorney's office. So I did that first thing this morning, so I had it.
Yeah.
But now there's nothing, we can start, as long as I can get.
Yeah.
No. Oh, that would be awesome.
We do have another lift of paving coming in next spring for out there, out the garden. Paved inside the barn, that looks really nice. Out there.
The pavement looks really nice.
And that's the binder course, they'll be coming back with
Yeah.
an inch wearing course.
God, I pray whoever plows this year is very conscious of that. You know, new pavement.
Well, Dale Cross has got the truck all set up, to plow out there.
That's right, Dale would be doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, he's getting the, tractor set up for the plow blower. And he and I got to come up with a plan on where he's gonna plow, where I'm gonna blow.
Yeah,
And we're gonna put some stakes out flagging so that we can know where the edges of the pavement is.
sure.
Yeah.
Good,
No, he's been really, really great to work with.
yeah. Nice guy.
Got some duck hunters out there today.
Let's see what we could do,
To do our business.
yes. Well, I hate to get started because of,
Now,
Okay.
you're welcome.
take a while.
I would like to ask the two of you for an executive session at the end of our meeting with discussion on our health plan.
Right.
But that we can't do
Yeah.
now.
Let's just wait a few minutes and,
I've been having trouble with this recording thing, so I'm gonna take it off again.
yeah,
And
beginning of, January, excuse me, in beginning of December for a grant, like an updated copy of the hazard mitigation.
Oh, you are, oh, so, okay, so good, county, okay, we're in, so, and we are here to.
Let's see how we can work together with
Yes,
that.
Yeah. Joellen Warren is fabulous, and
she
she's,
came we had a meeting last.
yeah, last Thursday, yeah, good, okay, and so I think that, if it's all right with you, I was sort of, I didn't know if you were ready to have this conversation, but I was sort of, are you guys sort of planning on taking the lead on this one in the plans? Yes, okay, yeah, very good, I'm
Good.
thrilled to hear that. We are
Yeah.
here to help in any way that we can, so, yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Sound good?
Thanks.
Okay, very good, yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Happy turkey.
Okay. See you. See ya.
Sign.
Yeah,
Good job. You checked. Okay,
it doesn't fetch either.
He's good at opening.
that's right. That's right. At this time, if we have nothing further, I think we can end the meeting and just have
Yeah,
a work session afterwards.
Yeah.
The commissioners and that, and we could call Malcolm. If
Yeah.
that's okay.
first,
So we make a motion to
Adjourn.
yeah,
Make a motion, we adjourn.
all in favor?
Yep.